Ever tried to, like, renew your driver's license online?
Oh, yeah.
But the website? It's like a maze.
Total maze.
You click and get nowhere.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah. The worst.
And it's not just licenses. It's like that for so many government services, in this whole digital age thing.
Right.
It all comes down to what they call user experience, UX.
UX.
And today,
Yeah.
we are diving deep
Deep dive.
into how good UX design can literally make or break access to these, really important government services.
Yeah, it's crucial.
And we've got some fascinating examples.
Oh, yeah.
From like all over Sweden, India, we've even got Estonia,
Wow.
showcasing what happens when governments, try to get this UX thing right.
Yeah.
And the challenges they face.
I bet. It's easy to think, well, I'm pretty tech savvy.
Right.
This doesn't really apply to me. But honestly, these Civic apps, they're not just for the digitally inclined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because we're talking healthcare, taxes, permits, all that stuff. Things that touch every single person's life.
Everyone. Absolutely.
These apps, they need to work for everybody. It doesn't matter your age or your tech skills,
Right.
or even if you have a disability.
100%. And when they don't,
Yeah.
it's not just, a little inconvenient. It can lead to some serious exclusion.
Oh, wow.
People get locked out of vital services, lose trust in their government.
Yeah.
It's, a recipe for wasted resources and missed opportunities.
Absolutely. And it's crazy to think that millions could be missing out just because of these apps.
Yeah.
It makes me think of, India's Digital India Initiative.
Oh, right. Right.
Fantastic idea on paper, expanding all those government services through technology.
Yeah, makes sense.
But some of those apps, they're struggling
Yeah, I can see.
because they don't have support for all the regional languages.
Oh, wow. So you could need healthcare or financial aid,
Right.
but you're totally locked out because you can't even understand what the app's saying.
Yeah.
That's a major design flaw right there. It really highlights that core challenge, doesn't it? Designing for all these different needs.
Yeah.
How do you make something that works for, a senior citizen who's not that comfortable with tech India, a young person who's, digitally fluent?
Right. Huge hurdle. And it reminds me of the UK.
Okay.
Their NHS app. They had some struggles early on,
I can imagine.
especially with older users.
Oh, yeah.
But they've made some improvements since then, haven't they?
They have. They have.
What did they learn from that?
I think they learned the hard way that just having good intentions, that's not enough.
Uh-huh.
You really got to, think it through. Their redesign, though, that was a turning point.
Yeah.
They actually started involving, seniors in the design process itself.
Yeah.
They were doing user testing with, different age groups, different backgrounds.
Smart.
And it led to an app that was way more user-friendly, something that actually worked for a wider range of needs.
So it really is about understanding your users.
Yeah.
But I imagine, budgets and things
Oh, of course.
they come into play too.
Budgets are always a factor. And governments, sometimes they try to cut corners on UX,
Yeah.
thinking it's like a luxury or something.
Right.
But then they end up with these clunky apps that nobody wants to use.
Right.
It's ironic because it's actually short-sighted.
Yeah.
If you invest in good UX up front,
Yeah.
you save money in the long run.
How so?
Fewer errors, things are more efficient.
Oh, I see.
It's like, that saying, penny wise and pound foolish.
Yeah.
You end up spending more later trying to fix a bad design.
Totally. And beyond the practical stuff, there's the whole trust thing.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
If an app feels difficult or unreliable,
Right.
people just lose faith in the whole system.
They do. It erodes their trust. But good UX, it can actually build that trust back up,
Okay.
make people feel confident about using those services.
That's where a country like Estonia, they really shine, right?
Estonia, yeah, they're doing some really interesting things.
Their e-government apps,
Mm.
they're famous for being so user-friendly that it's actually boosted citizen engagement.
It has, yeah.
What's their secret?
Well, I think from the very beginning, they were like, we're going to prioritize user-centered design.
Interesting.
So their apps are designed to be intuitive and accessible no matter what your, technical background is.
Wow.
And they also have this super robust digital identity system,
Okay.
which makes accessing services really easy and secure.
So it's a combination of things.
Yeah, it all works together, and it's led to these really high levels of trust and participation in their whole digital government setup.
It's like something out of a sci-fi novel.
It is a little bit.
But it's happening right now.
It's real.
So how do we get more countries on that level, what are some of the innovative solutions we're seeing?
Well, one area that's super exciting is AI. Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine an app that actually personalizes itself to the user.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, voice assistants for seniors, real-time chat support if you need extra help.
Oh, that's cool. Like a virtual assistant
Exactly.
to help you navigate all the government services.
Exactly. It would
Yeah.
be a game changer.
Especially for folks who aren't, as tech savvy.
Totally. And there's actually India's trying to do something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their Umang app, they're trying to make it like a one-stop shop for everything.
Ambitious.
It is.
Yeah.
And its success really hinges on, getting that UX right,
Makes sense.
making it truly accessible for everybody.
And it's not just language or, tech skills. It's about cultural sensitivity too.
Right.
Like what Canada is doing.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to tailor UX for their indigenous communities,
That's amazing.
which is it's a powerful example of how design can actually, bridge these cultural divides. It really is. It shows a real commitment to inclusivity, to making sure that everyone feels, understood and represented in this whole digital space.
It is a whole digital space now.
It is. And that's really the future of these civic apps, I think.
Yeah,
Not just functional, but actually empowering,
right.
enabling everyone to, fully participate in society.
It's exciting stuff.
Mm.
Makes you think. And it makes me wonder if good UX is really the key to, unlocking access and empowerment like this.
Yeah.
What can we as everyday citizens, what can we do to actually push for better design in these apps?
That's the big question, isn't it? If we demand more from the technology,
Right.
from what our governments are building, if we insist that inclusivity and user friendliness, that's just the baseline.
Yeah,
Imagine the changes that could happen. The potential's huge.
it really is. And I hope that's something our listeners take away from this whole deep dive, that they have a voice, in shaping this future.
It's not set in stone.
Not at all.
We can make it better.